What's going on, everybody? It's Over the Ropes. I'm Tyler.
I'm Cortland. We've got a instant Raw review.
Look at this. Monday Night Raw, 6 o'clock, which means you get your Monday Night review on Monday night. We'll see if this goes live tonight or first thing in the morning, depending on when we can get the thumbnail and everything else. But, yeah, much quicker than normal, so...
Yeah, I like instant reviews, honestly. I really like when shows can start a little bit earlier. When they were overseas watching Raw at 3 o'clock, 'cause I always had Mondays off, so that was a treat for me.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
I look for this.
Hell yeah. What'd you think of Monday Night Raw?
I think I enjoyed this show until the main event, and we can get into it when we get there. But up until then, I really enjoyed the beginning. I liked the promo. I liked the first match a lot. Some interesting stuff kind of in the middle. The main event did nothing for me, but until then, I think it was a success. What did you think?
I thought this was an excellent Raw. Front to back, I was invested in everything. I thought all, but especially some of the matches were excellent. And we know I'm more of like a promo kind of drama guy rather than match guy, but there's a couple matches on here. Woo! Woohoo!
Yeah, for sure.
Especially, we'll talk about in detail when we get there, but especially that Rusev and Sheamus match.
A
Holy
brawl.
shit. Uh,
My lord, those guys went at it.
Hell yeah. Alright, so let's jump right into this.
Yeah, let's not forget this week. Corey Graves, 3 weeks in a row.
Hell yeah.
And I was surprised. So I thought of this, and I'm like, well, Corey's from Pittsburgh, but so is McAfee.
Mm-hmm.
So is he just done, or?
I don't know what's going on with Pat, but I'm not going to complain.
You're not upset.
Hell no. Hey, you start this beginning part. I got to do something real quick, so go ahead. You start this off.
For sure. So we get Rhea Ripley starting the show off, fresh off of her win at Night of Champions. She talks about how she's got the Judgment Day behind her again. She said it's time to focus on Evolution. And out comes the women's champ, Io Sky. She says there's no Evolution PLE without her on it. She said that Adam Pearce granted her permission to choose any opponent she wants. And she says that she's going to defend it against the best, and that's Rhea Ripley. Rhea says that she respects Io, but she's going to stop at absolutely nothing to get her title back. And so we've got a match announced for Evolution. It's going to be Io versus Rhea.
Yeah.
As you said it was going to be.
I thought this was going to be a SummerSlam.
Oh.
Once Oscar lost, I thought this was going to be a SummerSlam. So I was pretty surprised that they made this for Evolution. As long as Io wins, I like it. If they turn around and just give it back to Rhea, I don't think I particularly like it all that much. But either way, it's going to be a hell of a match.
It'll be real good. I hope that we do get Io and Asuka after this, though.
Yeah, me too.
I do think at this point I want Io to win.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh. I now have a time-sensitive text, so it's your turn.
So, after that, we get AJ. So we got Dom talking to Finn and JD backstage. And they walk off, and he turns around. AJ standing there, and so Dom pulls out a doctor's note, and he's like, "Hey, you cannot touch me while I'm injured." He said, "I have a note right here." He said, "I know you didn't believe me, so I got Pierce to write a thing up saying that while I'm injured, if you touch me, you cannot get a title match." So AJ pulls out some old man glasses, Uncle Allen.
That cracked me up that he just had like a pair of cheaters on command. Nothing makes you look older. Wow.
Uncle Alan pulling out those glasses, so he's looking over. He goes, "Yep, right here. Doctor says you're a punk ass."
Yeah, that cracks me up.
Yeah, that was good. So then, like, Dom keeps, like, kind of talking crap under his breath, and then when AJ buck up to him, he throw the paperwork up. He's like, "Not clear, not clear." It was good. It was good. It was a real heel segment for Dom. Just Weasley. I think they'll probably do this at Saturday night's main event, maybe. Give this another week or two, and then maybe do this match at Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets cleared in time.
Yeah, so we get the first match of the night, the World Tag Team Championship match, Judgment Day versus the New Day, and new Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
And what a shocker this was.
Yeah.
I did not see this coming.
I didn't necessarily see this coming either.
I like how the Judgment Day, but especially Finn, were definitely being treated like the face in this match. Two heel teams, so one of them's going to be more of a face. And I think the fans are getting to that point with Finn where they're like, we just want him to win everything because we feel like he hasn't won anything. You know,
he hasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
it was great to hear the crowd behind Finn. I was so jazzed up. Like, this is one of those matches I like when they won. Like, every once in a while, something will make me stand up and just, like, yell. And my girlfriend runs around and she's like, what? I'm like, Finn won a title! Like, fuck yeah.
Right.
I was so jazzed.
Yeah. And the match was really good.
Yeah.
A lot of near falls. It ends with Woods hits Finn with the title. Finn ends up kicking out at 2. JD hits a moonsault. Finn falls up with the coup de grace for the win. And the new Tag Team Champions, Judgment Day. Great match to start the show off. And a surprising title change. And it's one of those things that's like, what do they do next? Like, they harped on how New Day'd only wrestled twice since WrestleMania. But I mean,
which is terrible.
Both times Judgment Day had this before New Day, and or before
they didn't defend them either.
And the time before that, they weren't defending them hardly ever. So it's just one of those things that's like, that's great, but now they need to be defending these titles. So.
And hopefully they will be.
Yeah.
So after that, we get Jackie Redmond interviewing Bayley. I actually asked Bayley like what her focus is after last week's incident. She said she's still focused on the women's intercontinental title, despite Lyra interfering. And then Lyra approaches her and she's like, "Oh, so you can't text or call me back, but you can talk about me in interviews?" And Bayley's like, "Oh, so you're just going to interrupt me every week?" And they continue to argue, and Pierce is like, "All right, that's enough. You two, one-on-one, winner is number one contender for the women's intercontinental title."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And, ideally you think, oh, all right, this will go one of two ways, but perhaps it can go one of three ways. We will get to that in a sec, but we get a Goldberg video package that was pretty solid. A lot of WCW footage in that bad boy, which was awesome.
Oh, dude, we know.
But as someone who grew up watching WCW, man, I loved this video package. Very, very nostalgic for me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's, even the biggest WWE haters have to admit that when they do their video packages, they do their thing. I mean, we get...
Second to none.
We get another one later that was also awesome. WWE just knows how to do those video packages, man.
Yep.
So we get a recap of Penta hitting the sacrifice on Gable. And then we got Gable telling American Made to hold down the fort while he's injured. He tells Ivy that she needs to vanquish Stephanie Vicor. He tells the Creeds that they need to focus on tag gold. Brutus, dude, is always so. He's like, I'm so lost. He's like, they're lost. Like, I don't know what to do. And Gable's like, listen to Ivy as he walks off all distraught. Kaiser's lurking in the background.
I saw him this week.
And so Pierce walks up. Yeah, this was this part too. Pierce, before Gable walks off, Pierce is like, oh, so I guess that means we're not going to see a Grande Americano now, huh? Like, because, and he's like, Gable's like, well, I don't know, he's busy, but maybe not. Like, I don't know. And Pierce is like, right. So it was a good little skit to write Gable off. So then Judgment Day approaches Pierce and Aldis. Finn starts telling them, hey, we're work too hard for these tag titles, you guys. So that would be really mean of you guys to strip her of those titles, which cracked me up. And he's like, how about if we find a new partner? And JD's like, well, like who? And Finn's like, oh, I don't know. Roxanne. Like, oh yeah. So the GMs talk about it and they say, you know what? We agree, but they have to prove that they deserve it. So at Night of Champions, they have to defend the tag titles against a Raw team, a SmackDown team, and an NXT team at Evolution.
I love that.
Another match that I thought we would kind of see something along this lines more at SummerSlam than Evolution. So give me your teams. Who are they going to be?
You know what? I'm not going to lie. All I could think about was I just wish it was the Iconics and Gigi and
Two?
Yeah. Or Shotzi, like any of them, anyone from Chemical X. And I'm just like, and neither team are in WWE, but I was like, those are the two teams I always want to see. I have no idea. I mean, there's not even any teams. It's going to be Michin and BFAB because they are the only tag team. You don't think so? What you got?
Charlotte and Alexa.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, touche.
Probably Charlotte and Alexa. The Bellas, unless they do Natalia Maxine.
Yeah, they could do that. And then NXT.
Bree said she hasn't been contacted, but her husband,
really?
But her husband's all openly admit how much he likes to lie. So, like when it comes to spoilers and stuff. So, who knows? And yeah, the NXT team, it could be
Sol and Zarya, maybe. I don't know.
Sol and Zarya. It could be Tatum and Izzy, yeah. It could be.
We got options. I just wish it was man, I feel like this would be such a good. Oh! What if Peyton and Billy come back after the match? I'm telling you, I want them back so bad, and I'm going to insert them into every segment.
Yeah,
I
don't see it happening, brother.
The Iconics are coming back.
I would love it. I just don't see it happening.
It's happening. I'm manifesting it right now.
All right.
Let's go. So after this, we get the most physical matchup you're going to see in probably quite a long time. We get Rusev versus Sheamus, and these two big hosses just beat the snot out of each other.
Beat the hell out of each other.
God, these guys were just throwing bombs left and right. Dude, Rusev hits the macho kick. What's up?
It was only like a quarter of the match, and Sheamus was covered in sweat. Like, my dude looked like he was wrestling in, like, Texas or something in the middle of the summer.
and every time they hit each other, you could just see the sweat flying off of them, which was such a good visual.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, Rusev hits the Macho kick, sinks in the accolade. Sheamus fights out of it, but Rusev wouldn't get off his back, so they end up rolling out of the ring. Sheamus hits a bro kick outside of the ring. Rusev barely beats the count to save the count out. And then Rusev takes off the protective padding on the turnbuckle, and he kind of records Sheamus in. Sheamus hits, sternum and neck first. And then one more Macho kick puts him down, and Rusev gets another win over Sheamus.
Dude, what a damn match this was. These two legitimately just beat the hell out of each other.
And the best part is they're just like best buds at the end of the day, just beating the snot out of each other. Kind of reminds me of when Sheamus fights Drew.
Or like Cesaro.
Yeah, oh God.
Give me like a best of 10 between these guys. Dude. I
would watch this every week.
I can't believe they name dropped Del Rio.
Yeah, me too. I was very surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the League of Nations reference in there, right?
Yeah, they were talking about the League of Nations and mentioned all the members, including Del Rio, mentioned how it disbanded because they kicked Wade Barrett out first, thinking that he was the weak link. Graves was like, I blame Barrett for everything. Which is, Graves is awesome. He's awesome every week. But yeah, no, this match was, I just remember sitting there going, holy shit. Along with these tag title match, what two starting matches for a show.
Yep.
Awesome way to
hot start.
Really hot start. So we got Pierce and all this. They announced a battle royal on Evolution, which they did focus on Nikki Bella in the little thing that they showed like a bunch of women. Winner gets a title shot at Clash of Paris. How'd you feel about this?
I was curious how they were going to get a lot of people on the show because usually it's only 5 or 6 matches. So on the plus side, it'll get a lot of people on. As long as it's someone worthwhile. I don't know if Nikki's the one I want winning a battle royal, but we'll see.
My one gripe is, why is this a title shot at Clash of Paris? You still have another women's title match at SummerSlam. Why isn't this the title shot for the other spot at SummerSlam? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe they got a bigger match planned. We'll see.
Probably, but
because it's probably going to be Naomi, Bianca, and Jade, I would imagine.
No.
And then...
Jade already has that title fight. So what I'm saying is,
oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that match is for SummerSlam.
So it's why wouldn't this be the winner, get the winner Rhea and Nia at SummerSlam? You know what I'm saying? Rather than Clash of Paris. That was the only thing I thought was weird. I was okay, why is it for a title shot here? But whatever. It's like you said, it's going to get as many women on the show as possible since they only have so many matches. They'll probably have everybody from NXT. It'd be cool if they bring in a bunch of women from TNA and stuff like that.
That'd be sweet.
Up the Battle Royal, you know what I'm saying? So then Jackie Redmond is interviewing American Made, asking what their next move is without without Gable, and Ivy talks about getting herself into the Battle Royal, and then her mouth just drops open. Drops as El Grande Americano walks by, and they're all just stunned. And Jackie's like, "Can I get a reaction?" And Brutus goes to say something. Jackie sticks her hand out. It's no comment. 100% Kaiser.
Yes.
It took me, I was okay, facial, yes. I couldn't tell the chest area seemed bigger than Kaiser normally is. So I was is that? But it's 100% Kaiser.
The way he walked.
Yeah.
And just his sneer, just the way he looked down at them.
And didn't speak because of the accent,
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was good. I was okay, well, at least they're having Kaiser do something. So
This is doing something.
So as soon as that happened, Jackie sees Sammy, so she runs over. She's like, "Hey, can we like have a comment about everything?" And Cross just comes out of nowhere and starts beating the shit out of Sammy. And the whole time he's beating the hell out of him, he's screaming, say it, admit it, say it." Gets a pipe, clean shot with the pipe, clean shot. Security runs in, separates them. They're yelling for help. And Cross is just, I'm like, yes, give me more Cross the better. So,
Yeah, I was glad he got one back up on Sammy after losing at Night of Champions for sure.
yeah.
And it tells me that they're not done with him, at least not yet.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
After this, we get the world champ to the ring. He talks about Goldberg's video package and how it was summed up in 3 minutes, just like all his matches. Says he's not afraid of Goldberg and he's going to bully him around at the Saturday night's main event. And then it's going to be him asking who's next. And as he says that, Seth Rollins' music hits. And we're kind of talking about this. So Seth is going to keep going back and forth between both of these world champs. And I don't know if you saw, he had a customized briefcase finally.
Yeah,
about time.
Is looking sweet.
Took him long enough. It does look pretty sweet, though.
Yeah.
And Gunther's like, man, you look awfully happy for a guy who traveled so far to accomplish absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And then Rollins is like, no, we didn't go to cash in. We were there to screw CM Punk, because I said this 2 years ago. I am going to always screw this guy out of a title shot.
Yeah.
And Seth talks about how it's an all-out assault on both titles. And as he says that, CM Punk's music hits, and Seth's reaction is gold. My God, every time Punk's music hits, I love it. Punk sprints down the ramp. These guys brawl. Eventually, Seth gets away. He runs out through the crowd, and up the steps. And as Punk goes to leave, he's just going to walk by Gunther, no problem. Gunther swings him around, and Punk shoves Gunther to the ground. Gets to that more in a second. And then the camera cuts to Seth, and he's, up at the top of the walkway, but still kind of in the stands. And then you see someone walking down the steps. It's LA Knight. They start brawling. They end up going through the concourse before Seth runs away again. Yeah. I enjoyed this segment as a whole a good deal, but I hate how weak Gunther looked, just getting shoved to the ground by Punk here.
Yeah, but I think it was more of a caught off guard thing than anything else. I don't know if he really looks weak, because he.
He's the one that initiated the contact.
Yeah, but grabbed his arm to say something, and then Punk whips around and shoves him. Gunther's not used to people coming at him like that, I don't know. I don't know if he looks weak as much as he just looked. Even his face was like, what the fuck. So I just took it more as him just being shocked that oh, okay, he's reacting like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I thought the segment was awesome.
Love the segment as a whole.
Loved the segment. Loved LA Knight surprising Seth from behind. Love, Punk and Seth aren't done. I don't know what they're going to do for. Maybe we get Gunther, Punk, and Seth at SummerSlam. I don't know. Because we've already seen Seth and Punk numerous times. So like I said, if it's going to be Seth and Punk by themselves, it has to be a big
stakes
match
on the line or some sort of gimmick match.
Big match, yeah. Hell in a Cell. Really an I Quit, Last Man Standing, just something. That's okay, this is done one way or another. But yeah, maybe it's Punk and Gunther and Seth. Maybe it's Punk and Gunther. It's not that crazy,
What I enjoyed about this is it opened up a lot of avenues. There's a lot of possibilities, and we really don't know where it's headed.
Yes, it does. So then we're back into the Judgment Day Clubhouse. Roxanne has... yeah. Roxanne has the belt around her. Raquel approaches, asking why they're replacing Liv already. Finn goes, dude, I had a shoulder surgery. I know what it takes to recover from that. It's going to take her a while. This isn't an easy recovery, man. Like, we're not replacing her. Roxanne's just stepping in so that way you don't lose your tag team titles. Like,
I did this for you.
I did this for you. I don't want you to lose your title. So Finn is just giddy through all of this. Like, Raquel and Dom are real like, I don't know. And Finn is just so giddy. So Finn's like, well, just take a vote. Let's take a vote. Like, why not? Like, he's like, everybody knows what my answer is. And JD's like, yeah, I say yes. And so Dom is kind of like, all right, well, I mean, if they're going to be tag champs, then yeah. Raquel eventually says yeah.
At first, he's like, I got to run it by Liv.
Right, yeah. And then Finn's like, just make this decision on your own. Come on. And he's like, all right, yeah. Raquel says, as long as you hold up your end. So Roxanne's like super stoked, and she looks straight at Dom and goes, anything you guys need, I'll take care of for you. And Raquel like catches it, and so Raquel says something. I don't remember what she said, but and then like Roxanne's like, listen, just to prove my loyalty, I'm gonna go after the person who took Liv out. I'm going after Kyrie. And Raquel's like, well, we can both agree on that. And Finn's like, oh, Liv's gonna love this. She's gonna love this. And he's just so giddy. I love Petty Finn. Nothing makes me happier than Petty Finn.
It's a great episode of Raw for Finn.
Great episode of Raw for Finn. Finn is on top. You listen to Finn and you win. You know what I'm saying? I say it every week. Never said anything else. Oh, that was also the funny part. During the New Day tag team match, Corey Graves is like, I've been a supporter of the New Day since day one. And Michael Cole was like, the hell do you have? Like, what do you mean?
That was really funny.
I've been sitting next to you for how long? I don't think I've ever heard you say anything nice about them. Yeah. That was good. That was good. And then we get this dope-ass Kyrie Zane video package. I know you're not a Kyrie Zane fan, but...
It was a good package.
What a hell of a... I love when she looks through the scope and it's the women's world title. That was cool.
Yep.
That was a cool...
It was a really good video package.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I was like, yeah, I'm into that. Hell yeah.
Yep. And I feel like it's a tad overdue, but I'm glad they did something for her. Yeah, so it looks like they're... I mean, that tells you they're going to invest more time in her.
Well, they also do this where, like, if a wrestler hasn't been on for like a week or two, they'll try to make sure they throw in some kind of video package to make sure the fans haven't like forgot about them or anything.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
So after this, we get the number one contenders match for the Women's Intercontinental title. Bayley and Lyra just put on an absolute beast of a match. Ton of back and forth here. The match itself was solid. Ending is not going to be everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
We get a series of roll-ups, a lot of back and forth action. We end up getting a draw because both shoulders were down. And they end up brawling all the way out to the production boxes in the crowd until they're separated. The match itself I thought was fantastic. And while a lot of people won't be a fan of the match, and the crowd was pissed. But I also think the crowd was sitting on their hands for most of this match. So, and that's the thing. Pittsburgh can be a dodgy crowd, man. I know it's a real blue-collar city. A lot of those people have probably been up since 5 or 6 in the morning. Fortunately, a bit of an earlier start, but I was like, of all cities to do a double taping in, you're going to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's obvious that this is going to set up for a triple threat.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know, so.
I waffled if they were going to do that at Evolution or SummerSlam. Looks like they're going to do it at Evolution, which is going to be interesting. It's going to be a hell of a match. I mean, this has been a great storyline for all three of them. And this thing has done wonders for Lyra. So,
Lyra's kind of approaching that Penta territory where whatever match she's in is like the best match, I think, on the show.
yeah. Yeah.
And ironically, I think the Penta match, in my opinion, ends up being the worst match he's been in since he debuted, personally.
So, I got a
More
question
in a
for
sec.
you. Question for you.
One more. Jackie Redmond catches up with Punk.
Question.
Yeah.
So, we're at an age where we're not too old that we still don't play video games. We don't play them like we used to, but we both still play some video games. We both have WWE 2K25. We both play it. Both are universe guys. We like doing our universe. So, let me ask, what are you going to do with Abyss in your universe?
I haven't played a ton of this year's game, but I don't know. So I always recreate NXT UK. Love NXT UK. And for some reason, I feel like I used a lot of the now retired guys and legends. I'll put a lot of them in NXT UK for some reason. I don't know. So I'll probably storm in there just because they need more men's talent. Usually, just because there's not a lot of a ton of NXT UK guys for actual. I don't know. Probably throw them in some hardcore matches.
Instantly, it's going to be Abyss and Oba.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Because we just have such a trash men's division. Also,
In NXT, yeah.
Yeah. Also, did you see that supposedly Pentagon Jr. signed with WWE? Like a WWE
I did not.
contract. Yep. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So it looks like he's probably going to NXT. So.
Really? Wait.
Yeah.
Who?
Pentagon Jr., the one that wrestled Dom at Money in the Bank.
That's Octagon. Pentagon Jr. is Penta.
Octagon Jr. Sorry. Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah. So
Awesome. I did not see that.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Pentagon versus Octagon.
Damn straight.
Math class all over again, baby.
Alright.
So we get... No, you're good. We get Jackie Redmond. She catches up with the boy CM Punk, and he talks about how he's got a list of receipts. He's got one for Seth. He's got one for the Penguin Man, Paul Heyman. He's got one for Braun and Gunther, and then he stops dead in his tracks. And he walks away from Jackie. It's LA Knight. And he's like, look, man, when it comes to Seth... He's like, we don't have beef, but when it comes to Seth Rollins, you're the back of the line. And LA Knight's like, all right, well, you can have him 6 days a week for that Saturday night's main event. Seth is mine. And when it comes to a line, I am the line. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it.
I forgot to put it in here, but at some point right before this, they did announce Seth versus LA Knight is Saturday night's main event.
I love LA Knight. Boy, I don't care if you have him 6 days of the week, but at Saturday night's main event, Seth's ass is mine. We don't even talk about a line because I'm the front of it. Yeah. Also breaking news from an hour ago. I don't know why this was made, but it was announced that Slammiversary, it is now Trick Williams versus Joe Hendry versus Santana in a triple threat match.
Really?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
And if everyone remembers, we get the man, the myth, the legend, Joe Hendry tomorrow night against Wesley.
Or TNA stud himself.
Gonna be a great match. And then
I wonder if Santana wins that title.
I feel like they want to put it back on Joe, though, right?
Not if he's leaving for WWE.
That's fair.
I think it's got to end up on Santana.
I'm just waiting to see how much longer until we start seeing Tessa in NXT.
That'll piss so many people off.
I know, that's why I kind of low-key want it. So then we get Sammy and Penta versus Braun and Bronson Reed. Sammy's beat up, but he still comes out there for the match. Dude, Braun and Bronson's entrance is just so cool. Oh, they just look like monsters coming out to that ring. Give me your feelings about this match, because I feel like you have some feelings about this.
You know, I know I've said this a few times, but I don't have I find myself not loving all these segments Sami Zayn has been in lately, especially when it comes to this whole Seth Rollins group. I'm immediately just like, oh, cool, they're just going to beat the piss out of Sami Zayn, and it happens every single week. And I feel like the only time I've been interested in Sammy is when I was hoping Karrion Kross was going to beat him. The Kross stuff is fine, but this whole Sammy with the Bronze and Seth just isn't doing it for me. And I think this is by far the least interesting match that Penta's been in. And then just like some of the psychology in the match, like why is a 200-pound dude with busted ribs trying to suplex the by far the biggest man in the match? There's just like stuff that didn't make sense at all to me. And it was not as good of a match as I would have hoped.
Yeah, Sammy bothers me when he has promos. Like this week he didn't bother me because he really didn't have a promo. I mean, Cross attacked him, and then he pretty much said, hey, like, Penta, I'm not going to leave you high and dry, even though I'm beat up. I thought the match was fine. Was it, like, spectacular? No. But I didn't think it was terrible. I think it probably made it seem a little worse because of how good the rest of the matches were. But like I thought it was fine overall. I like Bronson and Braun. I love everything Penta does. So I didn't hate it. Like I said, Sammy didn't bother me this week. He keeps his mouth shut, so that's always a positive for me. But Sammy's ribs are a huge target throughout the match. Soon as he ends up eating a killer spear by Braun Breaker. And then Breaker gets the win. Then Breaker ends up spearing Penta after the match. Then Bronson Reed heads up to the top for Tsunami. And then we get Jey Uso comes running out with the chair, make the save, attacks Braun Breaker, attacks Bronson Reed, clears the ring. Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Penta stand tall in the ring. Thanks to them. Yeah! Man, you know what I will say? Second week in a row second or third week without any Stephanie.
Yeah. You think they're just giving her a little break after her,
Do you think she wins the Battle Royal?
Man, I hope so. I wouldn't be upset with it. Yeah. She's gotta win something in that pay-per-view. She's the hottest person in the company. Or at least one of them.
Or do you think that somebody else does and she, like, wrestles either Io or Becky at SummerSlam? Because
I don't think Becky's going to be done with this Lyra and Bayley stuff.
You don't think so?
No, not at the late Triple H books.
Well, Becky could win, and then we could get like a Bayley versus Lyra at SummerSlam. You know what I'm saying?
Touché. Yeah, okay.
So what would you, as a fan, what would you prefer? Lyra winning the Battle Royal and then getting a title shot at Clash of Paris? Or Lyra versus Becky at SummerSlam for the IC title?
You're talking Lyra still and not Stephanie?
Or, sorry, Stephanie. Stephanie versus Becky at SummerSlam for the IC title, or Stephanie winning the Battle Royal, not being on SummerSlam, and then getting the title shot at Clash of Paris.
I feel like the order of operations is to win the mid-card title first, but, I mean, she doesn't have to do that. I feel like generally it makes sense to do that, but I'm fine if she wins the Battle Royal and goes right to face Io. Although I think it'd be a mistake to not have her on SummerSlam.
Or Rhea, whoever ends up coming out of,
Right. Yep.
But yeah, I think if she wins that battle royal, I don't think she'll be on SummerSlam because like, what's she gonna do? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No. That's a good point.
Yeah. Frankly, I don't think Julia is gonna be at SummerSlam either. So, but
Yeah, she'll probably defend the title the SmackDown before.
that's what I was thinking too. I already think I know when she loses that title.
When?
I think she holds it until Mania.
All the way through? That's pretty rad. I'd be cool with that.
And then she loses it to Jordan Grace.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
That'd be a hell of a Mania match.
Yeah. I'm cool with that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I hope she gets a nice long reign like that.
Yeah, I could see both. If Stephanie wins the IC title, I see both of them having some decently long title reigns.
Yeah.
So, but that was Monday Night Raw. I thought overall the show was really good.
Most of the show's really strong.
Yeah, I mean we have kind of a quicker review. It was about 45 minutes, but you know I feel like that's because we have less to complain about. So. But yeah, man, I thought overall the show was really good. Some killer matches. And they're building stuff to Evolution. I think Evolution's going to be a killer pay per view. So.
The first one was fantastic, so hopefully they can follow it up. I mean, they've got an even stronger division now, so.
Yeah, exactly. So give us your like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, give us some comments. Tell us what you'd rather see Stephanie do coming up. You'd rather see her for the IC title at SummerSlam or be off SummerSlam, wrestle for the world title, Clash in Paris. Tell us who you think's going to be in this women's tag title match. Who do you want to see win the Battle Royal? If it's not Stephanie, who you got? For me, I mean, I don't know. There was rumors Trish was going to be there. She wasn't there.
It's time to rock and roll.
Hey,
let's go.
We got Nikki Bella. Like we got. You know who else I'm wondering?
Who? AJ Lee.
No. Bianca. Yeah. I knew you were gonna have that reaction, but yeah. Because we haven't actually had a Bianca and Naomi match, and both of us think Naomi's going to cash in that Money in the Bank at SummerSlam. So,
yep.
Could be Bianca. Cora.
Yeah.
Number one Bianca hater. Well, behind Saudi Arabia, of course.
Oh my God.
But you know, did you see the Tiffany stuff?
That's trash. People are just reaching for stuff and for reasons to hate people.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm a white dude, so I'm not gonna like pretend to like have an understanding of like how it feels to be called a certain thing by certain people. I would feel differently if that was Hogan or frankly even like other people that are very pro-president. But like, I don't know. I don't think there was anything. But who knows? Who knows? I just, it's one of those things.
I actually only saw the closed caption it because the person next to me was on a phone call when I was watching it. But didn't she just say boy?
Yeah, but it was, one.
Was the, like, did she say it in a way?
Yeah, but she could have been healing up. And two, like, what was it? Somebody had a clip from something that, like, it was kind of the same feeling a little bit. I don't think she meant anything by it, but I can see why it would come off that way to some people. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I think it's just one of those things that's like a bummer that it happened and that like it's like okay now she got to deal with this, especially if she didn't mean anything by it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But It is what it is, and that's the that's the cost of being on TV and saying something that can affect certain people. And
Being a public figure.
that's right. That's right. That's what you signed up for. But yeah, man, that's your Monday Night Raw review. We will see everybody Wednesday afternoon for your NXT review.
Facts.
So until then, we will see everybody later. Enjoy your wrestling. Peace.